You are listening to True-10 Crimecast, the only independent true crime podcast in the 210 area. Listen, share, and spread the word because when the true crime community comes together, cases get solved. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to our channel on YouTube and Spotify. Listener discretion is advised. This episode focuses around the semi-true story of Emily D. West, or as most commonly known, Emily Morgan, the Yellow Rose of Texas.
No, the song.
Okay. That's the lady who the song was made up for.
Okay.
So West, who grew up in Connecticut, was a free woman of color, and many records state like she was really pretty. In 1835, she was contracted by James Morgan in New York for her to come down and to work in his little hotel inn he had. So she was contracted by James Morgan. Morgan was a big supplier in the Texian army during the Texas Revolution, which was Texas versus Mexico. We were fighting for our independence. Like I said, he helped supply a lot of the Texian army, and he was given rank of a colonel. Emily would live and work in Morgan's Point, Texas, with James Morgan and his family. Mexico is setting sights on Texas, and we have people like Crockett, Bowie, William Travis, Sam Houston fighting against Santa Anna in the Mexican army. Back in history class, here we go.
I'm thinking about the fact that like this is bicentennial year, so it's like yeah. So this is like good timing for it. I don't know if I ever heard the story as to the background story for the Yellow Rose of Texas song. Okay. So I don't know if I ever have.
In March 1836, the famous Alamo would fall to the Mexican army after a 13-day siege, approximately killing 200 men, young boys in the fight. And although they fought a brave fight, the Alamo would eventually fall to Santa Anna. And this was a devastating blow to Texas freedom fighters. But it gave General Sam Houston and other fighters the fuel to push back even harder against the Mexican forces. Hence, remember the Alamo. So as American forces continued their way across Texas, Emily, who was still working at Morgan's Point as the housekeeper, was well aware of the overgrowing presence of the Mexican army and the overall fight for Texas independence. And not a month after the fall of the Alamo, the Mexican army set siege on the very place where Emily West was, and they were able to destroy a lot of the resources from the army. Morgan's Point was like a central hub for artillery and weapon supplies for the army. So the Santa Anna and the Mexican army were able to destroy, taking several hostages with them, and Emily West was one of those that were captured. Although Emily was a free slave and Mexico outlawed slavery, she was still considered a supporter of the Texas independence and was taken captive. So after this, General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna was camped out on his forces along the San Jacinto River in southwest Texas. So Santa Anna felt that since the fall of the Alamo and other cities and sites around Texas, that his army was strong and the resistance would be able to be squashed in days to come. Not knowing that General Sam Houston was already planning his attack from afar, he studied the Mexican army's position and found weaknesses to attack. He knew that there was only one way out of the Brazos area, and he ordered his men to destroy Vince's bridge, located miles from the Texian encampment. So this was to prevent any possibility of escape by Santa Anna. So they basically knew where they were hiding out. It had already been, almost a month since the fall of the Alamo. Sam Houston was trying to build up the resistance. So on April 21st, 1836, at 4:30 a.m., the first shots from the Texian army were fired on Santa Anna. The next reports are what are often dramatized, but historical reports are what remain the same. Santa Anna was clearly caught off guard that morning. Dead in the early morning, he was not prepared to be attacked. Now, some say it is because he was just arrogant and got cocky and he thought, oh, I destroyed the Alamo. There's very little resistance left. I've taken out their artillery, their armies. He wasn't taking it serious anymore, and he let his guard down that day. Others say he was clearly being entertained by a beautiful woman that he'd been keeping company with. And this woman would be alleged to be Emily West or Emily Morgan. Again, Emily was said to have been a beautiful woman, and such that she even caught the eye of Santa Anna. Some say that she used this beauty to enchant Santa Anna and distract him and others from the impending attack. Would she have known there was going to be an attack? Probably not. But
just in case.
So ultimately, the late start to the attacks led to the demise of the Mexican army. And the Battle of San Jacinto lasted only 18 minutes, with Santa Anna obviously being taken into custody, and the ending of the Texas-Mexico War, ultimately with Texas winning its independence. The story of Santa Anna being with a woman at the time of the battle came from a journal of an Englishman, William Bullerate, in 1842, who said he had recorded the information from Sam Houston himself. After Buller's diary was published in 1956, more historians and experts began to play on this idea that Emily was the actual distraction that won the Texas independence. And then this is also where the Yellow Rose of Texas song came along, which many felt like it was accredited to Emily West, but there haven't been a whole lot of concrete reasoning behind that. The song itself is based off plantation songs and historically is not an appropriate depiction of race now. And even though in Mexico they had outlawed slavery or segregation of races, Santa Anna was said to have a distinct aversion to the intermingling of races. For Emily West, she never took to that name or the idea that she was involved in stopping the Mexican army. In fact, as soon as the battle was over and she was freed, she got her new papers or made her way back up to New York. Not much is known of Emily West Morgan after that. Her namesake grew much after Texas independence, and of course, her name today is very much different. Most people know her by Emily Morgan. Her name has become quickly tied to the Alamo here in San Antonio. Her namesake is used in various places, including the Emily Morgan Hotel downtown. According to the Emily Morgan Hotel website, it is a member of the Historic Hotels Worldwide, which are dedicated to promoting heritage and cultural experiences. It is located directly across the street from the Alamo, and it is a beautiful building boasting accreditations and awards, but what it is really famous for, it's known to be haunted. According to the USA Today in 2015, it was named the Emily Morgan as the third most haunted hotel in the world. So here in San Antonio, the Emily Morgan is known around town and throughout the ghost community as being very haunted. You can find it on a frequent visit list for haunted excursions around the city. According to Alamo City Ghost Tours, the Morgan is haunted by spirits of patients that were once taken care of there before it became a hotel. In some cases, it was reported that the medical office were used for lobotomies. It's also said to have been a morgue during World War II. Some say the basement is blocked off because of floating orbs or the smell of burning flesh. They share others testimonies of staying like at the Emily Morgan as guests. Another legendary story from the hotel is that of Elvira Moreno. Supposedly, Elvira was staying there in room 810 and was stabbed to death. And it is said that
by what?
By somebody, I guess. It is said that her spirit remains in the room and around the hotel with reports of a young, dark-haired woman in a white gown. Others say that this is actually a bride to be, and that is why she is in a white gown. There's no real stories or people that match these descriptions of any crime or murder taking place there, though. The other two floors that are said to be haunted is floor 12 and 14, with various stories of hauntings and peculiar events happening on these floors. So, whether you believe in ghosts or not, the stories seem to repeat themselves over and over again, though. The hotel itself is a really pretty building. It's kind of old school.
And I will just see it from the outside.
It's kind of old school.
Do not book me a room. I'm good.
And then the fact that it's like right across from the Alamo, I think is even like.
Was it the Meager Hotel? It's supposed to be haunted too. I think it's Meager. Meager. Yeah, I was like, I think there's an inn in there somewhere.
Meager.
Yeah.
Meager.
All those little places around there.
Well, and I think like, okay, well, if it's gonna be haunted, it's probably haunted because of the Alamo and all those people that died in horrific ways.
Like that area, because I'm sure there were dead people outside of the Alamo too. So they were probably like one hotel was full, so they went to the other hotel and decided to book a room there so they can haunt it as well. So they're all just kind of moving around.
David Crockett.
And then it doesn't help that the wax museum is across. Yes. Believe it or not, it's across from there. So I wonder if any of those spirits are, hey, that's my body, and they get inside of it and be like, ooh.
And then they're like constantly doing construction down there, and I'm like, y'all are gonna wake up so many y'all shouldn't be waking up.
You moved the tombstones, but you forgot to move the bodies. Like, yeah, our own little poltergeist.
I think it's a cool story. I never knew her background.
I was even trying to think of the words to the song.
I didn't know how she got to that. I didn't know. I didn't know all of the details, but I think it's pretty neat that she was recognized as being potentially that person that helped distract. Now she never owned up to it. She never said, "Oh yeah, I did this and that." She never put herself in the spotlight. So regardless if she did that because it didn't happen or she did it and she didn't want to be known for that.
Which is sad because
I think it's cool.
Well, but then she didn't want to be known for that, but then they're all saying she's known for that. So it's like
right, well that's what I'm saying. Like, does she not want to be known for that? I was entertaining.
I don't recall that being a part of history when I was in school though.
I was entertaining Santa Ana in his tent.
And then even like it reaches like last month was Black History Month. I don't remember her name being mentioned for Black History Month. I mean, that's a big piece of history that you would like to think would be mentioned. But isn't it a positive light?
Right. And she does have a really pretty bronze statue down at the Alamo and with the placard that kind of says, oh, this is Emily West Morgan. This is what she did. But it doesn't say she distracted or she was one of the people that kept them from being ready to go.
Even when they show the video of Remember the Alamo, it's just all about people getting shot and stuff. They don't show anybody else having a piece of anything. But then they also just show like the American side of Remember the Alamo.
So the Yellow Rose song, it's a pretty song, but then if you go back and listen to it, you're like, oh, this probably wouldn't be appropriate nowadays. But it's still historical fiction. It's still a part of the San Antonio fiction or history.
I'm like trying to see the lyrics. I mean, so throughout the song, they're constantly saying pronouns for she and her. I never would have suspected it that it like allude towards a female.
But I think it says, no other darkies know her, no darky, only me. Like,
where are you at?
Someone's gonna take. Which one are you looking at?
I'm just on the second verse.
I'm looking at the original one. It's been redone several times.
I'm looking at the Gary Miller version.
The original one is, she's the sweetest girl of color that this darky ever knew.
Yeah, the one that I was looking at didn't say that. Yeah, but who's the darky that's
I don't know.
yeah, so and if she played a part in distracting Santa Ana, he's not a darky. Yeah, I've never heard this one. She's the sweetest girl of color. But if you look up the Charles Miller one, nothing like this at all. It's like,
So obviously it's been updated. And it's just, well, why would Sam Houston say that? Like, why would Sam Houston be like, oh yeah, she helped distract? He wouldn't randomly say that. What? He's literally giving credit to somebody random, you know? I think she did something. I don't know what she did, but I think she did something.
I think she showed a little tatas and some.
I mean, she kept the drinks pouring. Maybe she did that. I don't know. She did something though for Sam Houston to be like, yeah, she helped
I
distract
jokingly
them.
say, like, she showed. If you look at all the darkies that they show online now, and how they're like these little skimpy pants and stuff, and what they're showing, which is distracting. Would she be proud of what she sacrificed?
That's what I'm saying. I think that's why she doesn't want to. Yep, that was me. I did it.
Well, I mean, where we are now.
I mean, well, now,
Because
yeah,
if she showed what we're showing
now she would be like a martyr, and everyone would love her. And I mean, we'd put her on a silver. Be like, I
I
took
don't
down
know.
Santa Ana. Hell yeah, she's the
I
best.
don't know.
I think people love her. She took down Santa Ana in the Mexican army, literally. We would, if she hadn't distracted them, we would be speaking Spanish right now, okay?
Or going to stores where you have to figure out the money and
Pesos.
in pesos and what is it? Not euros, but what is it? What was the money?
Japanese.
It's not euros.
Yen.
Yen.
It was yen.
I mean, I guess it depends on what it was she did, because if she was a barkeep, she could have poisoned.
Yeah.
So she may not have shown. It may not have been a sexual distraction. Yeah.
Maybe she kept the drinks coming. Maybe she got.
I mean, for it to last
Made
as long as men do last,
or...
it only lasted 18 minutes. Santa Ana couldn't go very long. Well, she took them all out all together collectively. They couldn't last 18 minutes. She's like, give me more. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
Either.
interesting.
But it's a cool little story, I thought.
And then it's like listing different areas. Dearest May, Rosalie, the Bells of Tennessee. Like, are you just looking for words that are rhyming?
Right,
Or
so. I guess they called her Yellow Rose because she was yellow. You know what I mean? She wasn't.
She may not have been.
She might have been.
Well, and that'll be another problem. So you'll have your unlight skinned black women that would not have accepted her because she wasn't, like, she's Halle Berry.
Right.
So when Halle Berry crosses the as the most beautiful black woman, they want to be like, she's not fully black. You know, why can't you get somebody else that was darker skin?
Right.
So
women beauty, it'll get you in trouble.
I guess I don't think I've ever questioned the Yellow Rose of Texas.
Because I don't think people really understand what that means. And
does anyone ever understand what it means?
I mean, granted, this is all based off of, I mean, we know the fiction part, the Alamo Battle, like, we all know that. And she was a real person. So we're not going to take that away. But
I mean, the state flowers.
Right, Yellow Rose.
Well, yeah, but what about the Bluebonnet?
Oh, yeah, well, that's a state flower with the song.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Why the Yellow Rose of Texas?
Because she was pretty. Her beauty was so distracting. Maybe she was like Halle Berry. And she was just so distracting.
But even like the yellow rose doesn't have a strong enough meaning like the red rose does.
Right.
But it's not even the state flower. It doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense to call it the Bluebonnet.
I think it's nostalgia.
You've opened a can of worms.
I don't know. You come to Texas, like, even in Texas, you know that song. Like, I heard that song growing up. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know where it came from.
This was not the version we were taught in elementary school. I'm sorry. Like, no. It's weird. It's opened up a lot of.
It is weird, but it's a good story. Thank you for listening to our story today. And remember, True-10 is brought to you by you, our listeners and supporters. You can follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and join us on Facebook. And remember, stay safe, San Antonio.